Okay.
So this time we do have 2 undefeated players.
Awesome.
We have Brendan Edwards, who is 2-0. He did beat.
He beat Patrick.
He did beat Patrick. Yeah. So I apologise, Kyle, aged 7 from Norfolk.
He's growing up so fast.
Yeah, I know. He's now from Norfolk, not Norwich, as well.
Has he moved?
Well, no, I said Norwich,
Okay.
and then I was talking outside with Matthias and Jamie, and I was like, oh, it's like a right into like the Beano at age 7, so it's Kyle from Norfolk.
Cool.
So we've got Jamie Rodriguez versus Brendan Edwards. So Brendan, of course, on Shiny Burn. I think that's how you spell his name.
Yeah, so Foil Burn is the name of his deck.
Yep. Shiny Burn. Because oh my god, it's such a pretty deck in foil as well. Because Burn, a lot of lightning, a lot of fire.
Ice Age Disenchant.
Mr. Ice Age Disenchant himself. That's his name when he comes on stream.
Is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Jamie Ice Age Disenchant. So it's a mouthful. Not like Dirty Girl or the Phailhaus.
Dirty Girl, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not quite
Still
sure
on the
how I
Dirty
earned
Girl. The other day when we were talking.
Yeah, I know you coined it, but I'm not quite sure what I did in order to earn that. Oh, you've gone for the traditional name.
The only name. Yeah. It's not going to be Tema Delver. It's Canadian Threshold. Yeah. I've spelled that wrong. That's Candian. It's the real name. Have you never played Candian Threshold?
No one has.
Yeah, I have, because I can't spell.
All the cards are covered in sweets.
That's why I play it.
They're really hard to shuffle. They stick like heck.
It's like every time I play the deck, I have to go to hospital. It's nearly true for when I stream.
It's not good.
Only at midnight, apparently.
I don't want any of that.
No, let's not do that, please. No. Please, no.
I don't know how any of this stuff works. So
thank you for your concern.
I'd be going as well with a heart attack. You did this to me.
I'd just be sick of it.
Why didn't you put the curly whirlies back?
And there's 2 fudges here for some reason.
Yeah, they've been there for a while.
A while. They just exist now.
They are not trusted.
They've got tenure.
They have got tenure.
We have a visitor coming in.
We do indeed.
Because he left his pen, possibly.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's actually not my pen, it's Todd's pen, and he was quite militant about it, so I'm like, right,
hey, it's a pen. You've got to make sure they get back to the right person.
Okay.
Militant about pens. The British. It's pretty accurate. So, that's 4 lands from Burn. Jamie has a Delta, Ponder, Stifle, Probe, a Daze, and a Mongoose. And I can only tell that because I've played that deck and owned all of those cards. It's so much fun.
Played it.
Oh, you need to play a Delver deck. You need to play Rock Delver. You need to play Canadian Threshold. No. You do. You'd love it.
I'm quite happy with what I have, thank you.
I'm perfectly fine. No, you would love it. Yeah. You'd be all over that deck.
I keep meaning to play some more Storm.
Do it. I'll play lands.
The trouble is, I play so little Legacy. You know, I mean, obviously I play it before F&Ms and when I'm in the store. It's kind of like whenever I play.
Next Legacy event will be streaming, and you won't be in the booth. You can play Storm on stream.
No, I'll play lands on stream. Thanks. If I'm lucky enough to be picked.
By that I mean if you don't get the round 1 buy, you're round 1. It basically is a commentator's curse. You always get the feature match next time.
I'm not going to do them on a Red Storm, guys.
So yeah, Brendan has a keepable 6 here, and that's a Chain Lightning on top, which I'm pretty sure you leave there because it's a burn spell. They're pretty interchangeable.
He's having a think about it.
It's an interesting thing. I mean, the problem is if you know what Jamie's on, you're worried if he has double red, he's going to bolt you back. But the problem is Jamie plays like 2 Volks, so Suspended Rift Bolt. Yep. So it begins. The countdown of 3s.
Yeah.
It's not like... Ooh. One of Jamie's legendary Delver of Secrets.
Yeah. They never flip.
So just to get everyone in, Jamie's Delver of Secrets don't have a card back. They're just it's a 1/1 with the ability of look at the top card of your library in your upkeep
and be sad.
Then draw said card. Yeah.
It's a real. We do rib him a bit about it. So Jamie's at 19. And
well, he's going
to the Rift Bolt by the looks of it.
Yeah. So I think what he's going to do here
stifle the.
Yeah, which is super sweet. Yeah, you can stifle once the time count has been removed. You
stifle it, so now it's a 0, so it'll never. Never does.
So there's a trigger, you remove it, and then there's a trigger to cast it.
Indeed.
And you can stifle the trigger, which is brutal. I imagine we're going to get a question.
Not going to, because Brendan's fairly new to me. He plays a lot.
I might just quickly head out there.
Go and give him some gel. So Brendan's recently getting into Legacy, so he may not be aware of what this interaction is going to do. But I think George, who's one of our judges in the store, is just going to go out and give him a hand. But Jamie's such a nice guy, solid player that, to be honest, he wouldn't steer Brendan wrong. Yeah, so you see George just explaining it here. No, that stays in exile permanently. And we move Brendan to draw. We happy?
As I walked out there, he was like, and I just walked up to the stage, he's like, no, exactly this.
So it stays in exile permanently.
Yeah, it can't have a counter on it, so. Yeah. And
we're dazing a bolt. So I think he's been lava spiked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he is at 16. So I mean, coming from playing Modern Burn to Legacy Burn, there's not much of a change in your deck.
But yeah,
every other deck has
you just have to play it somewhat differently.
It just does so many different things. You're like, okay, so I have to play around with the fact that my opponent was tapped out and still had a counter spell, and what? And so Jamie's going to go get the mystery one-sided Delver at some point.
Come on, Jamie, you can do it.
There we go. God, Delver Secrets, what a great card.
Yeah.
Hated it in Standard, but what a great card.
I had a really janky Standard deck with Duskmantle Seer. I love that guy. He looked like he was up for a party.
Duskmantle Seer is ridiculous. Oh, God, I hate that card. Yeah.
Here we go.
And Bolt you.
3's going somewhere.
Face.
And 2 is going in as well, so
he's going down to 11. Yeah. Right. It's going to be a land. No, it was a Tarmogoyf.
Oh, Jamie.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault.
He knew. So yeah, that's
a sad one coming in.
He's like, do I attack? Do I block? What am I doing? Maybe he's just explaining the meme. Yeah, the meme has been explained.
Oh, I don't know where that's gone. Small focus problem.
I don't normally have that problem. So
what's next?
I mean, realistically, I would ponder personally, aim for the land, and then hope to run out a mongoose, or
I think he's thinking about running the mongoose out.
Yeah, he might also just be considering hard casting probe, but I would personally ponder in his place. Because the 2 lands actually run out Goyf, which is going to be big enough to block and survive the Swift Spear. Is unlikely with your opponent. Oh, he's going to pay 2 life. Interesting. I was about to say, because it's unlikely if your opponent... at 11, you aren't realistically dying if your opponent has 2 1-mana burn spells. But this does let you see the extra card. Forcible is a good draw. I mean, unfortunately, it's going to still cost him 3 life to prevent a card. But... yeah.
He's pondering.
Okay, so
what do we got?
Delver, Goyf, Trop. So yeah, I leave it as it is. Keep the Trop. It doesn't really matter what you're drawing after that, because next time you're going to run out of Goyf. So he's left the Delver on top, which is not a bad call. So yeah, play this. Just run out the Goyf, the Goyf. He's got 5 out of 7 for Thresh. Yeah. It's fine. I love that card. Got a playset of Japanese ones. They're beautiful.
What, EMA or?
No, original.
Just thought I'd ask.
If they're remade, they'd be foil. So
yeah,
pretty fair. So yeah, that's going to be going to the face.
Yeah. Questioning
the force. I'd force this, honestly. Get that card in the yard. Just don't take 3 this turn. Or from that. No. Okay, that's... because you don't know what's in your opponent's hand. Now you're basically devolving yourself to having to force it. At that point, if you had another one.
So, hopefully Brennan keeps his mountain in his hand. Cool.
Oh, the problem is they play Sophia Vortex, so if he top decks Vortex.
I think the Bolt may have Oh, so he's blocked.
He
with
blocked,
the,
yeah.
He's blocked with the goose.
Which was not a terrible idea. Because now he gets to run out Goyf, which is going to be what? Land, creature, instant, sorcery. It's going to be a 4/5. That beats the Swift. We also know Delver isn't flipping for at least another turn.
Well, for the rest of this game, most likely.
There's Delver. That's
interesting.
Well, he's got Stifle for prowess triggers.
Yeah, but it still dies.
It seems like a weird idea, but he's just aiming on blocking this. Fire Blast.
Okay.
Wow, that's not a bad Stifle target. It's also an incredibly good Force of Will target. Because sack 2 mountains. No. I'm quite alright, sir. I would have held the Delver because it pitches to Force.
Yeah.
And you still have Stifle then.
He's got the 7 as well, hasn't he, now? If the goose was still on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to stick out the Goyf.
There's another hit from Delver Secrets.
Guy never-
He's at 17 now, isn't he? And yeah, like we said, Goyf is a 4/5.
Yeah.
Goyf isn't being killed this game, realistically. Because if it's being killed, Jamie's dying as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's another mountain. The problem with Burn, mountains, it's full of it. Yeah. That very well played by Brendan to not play the original mountain and just wait 2 turns before playing a land that he drew that turn. So your opponent obviously doesn't know what you're doing. Now, will it happen? Jamie's Delvers do have another side.
No way.
And it's great because it's another
It's
force.
So we are in a good place.
Yeah. So we're just going to hit for 4, hit for 7, play a Goyf, kill our opponent generally. It's a pretty good thing because Brendan does not have him dead next turn. Very strange situation. Yeah. Well then. Oh look, Goyfy McFriends.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like Tarmogoyf?
I love him. He's a good dude.
Great card. Best blue card ever printed. So yeah, Lava Spike down to 3.
It's getting a bit scary.
Now this is where it really pays to have just a big set of brass balls. Going to 3 against Burn. You're like, right? Yeah, sack these 2, Fire Blast you.
Force a will. Go to 2.
We force pitching the Stifle. Oh, and of course it's the original ISO or Alliances one, so its wording kind of makes sense.
It's fine.
It's mostly correct. So yeah, Brendan correctly noticing don't attack with the Swift Spear. Now,
Attack with everything.
yeah, swing with everything. Brendan
Yeah,
has to
Goyf.
block, and you've got just drew Ponder for the other force of will. Like, as draws go, sweetness is that I can't swing with the Delver as well. You're playing Tarmogoyf. Yeah, it's still only 4. Interrupt is not a card type.
I would just swing with everything here.
Yeah, swinging the Delvering would have been correct.
It's
Because
quite-
it forces the block. This is not forcing a block, I don't believe.
He's decided to block anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. So he's going to 6. Unless we missed a card type. No. And we play... This feels like those games in Modern against Burn. Oh, Flame Rift. No, this is so close. Oh, no. Oh,
He's
no.
at 1, but it's going to be enough.
When you win a game against Burn at 1 life, it's got to feel good.
Good.
So yeah, it's going to be 1-0 Jamie Rodriguez.
Yeah. He's going to turn all of his friends sideways. Not all of them, just...
Just 2 Tarmogoyfs. Just exactly enough to kill his opponent. Not too much.
Not too much.
It's a good number of amounts. Not too much, but the correct amount. No worries. So yeah, so I'm imagining we're going to see most probably from Jamie, at least definitely Destructive Revelry. We're going to see a couple of different cards from Brendan. Exquisite Firecraft being among them. Probably also Pyroblast, due to the fact that, he just got wrecked by double force off the top, basically. Which is super sweet. Everyone loves Rogue Devil for that reason. I do, at least. Jamie's sideboarding I'm a little less certain with. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Revelry because we know Sulfuric Vortex, and if he is running Eidolon, so fair enough. However, apart from that, I'm a little bit less sure about what he'll board in. Maybe he has a Spell Snare that he boards in. Pop and Flame Rift are quite good cards. Pop is incredibly good against Rogue Devil. Obviously, it doesn't run any basics. It runs like 5 duels, 4 wastelands, and a bunch of fetch lands. So it's going to generally have those issues in play. Like I said, we're probably looking at for Brendan. We're looking at Exquisite Firecraft because Spell Mastery is remarkably easy to achieve in a deck that's basically all instants and sorceries. Again, Pyroblast because we know Jimmy's playing blue spells. Yep, we are losing the Eidolons, I think. So there, Sulfuric Vortexes, Exquisite Firecrafts. There's 4 Vortex, I think. Is it? No, there's 2 Pyroblasts in there. Vortex, then you've got Firecrafts. The thing is, Brendan didn't see a single red card in that game. So if he's putting them on Rug Delver, that's actually pretty well done. Fair enough if he sees it. Because, like we say, Brendan doesn't play a huge amount of Legacy. He does play Legacy. He's a very good player. But we don't generally see him playing Legacy. So it would be impressive if he doesn't know exactly what Jamie is on. So I would be immensely impressed with that. Now, their Pyrostatic Pit is coming in over Eidolons. Interesting decision. Oh, so he's boarding a Fire Ice as well. That's really cool. So, and he's boarding out Fire Ice. So Flusterstorm, Revelry, and Forked Bolt. Forked Bolt, really interesting in this matchup. It's just an additional removal spell. But obviously it can go face. It can dome them for 2. Just trying to think. I don't think Brad's playing any X1s at all. Lavamancer, I suppose, is a good shout. Although, actually, it's really good against Rug Delver, right? Because it kills Delvers over the side and it can shrink Goyf eventually. Now, or sometimes. So, I would put some owners here, especially with Brendan being on the play, to Brendan to have a better shout. He's got a lot more reach now, so... so we know Jamie has sideboarded Forked Bolt, Destructive Revelry, and Flusterstorm. Cool. And the only card I saw him take out was definitely Fire Ice. Or Fire Ice. Because that's fair.
Take the Delvers out, they never fled.
Yeah. Brendan boarded quite heavily. I believe he's boarded definitely Pyroblast.
Right.
Exquisite Firecraft, obviously because it's uncounterable. And I think he's boarded Vortex and might have boarded in Pillars. He boarded out Eidolon. The reason being... Well, here's the thing. What I was just saying is, Brendan didn't see Jamie's full colour. He only saw blue-green. So, he doesn't know if Jamie's on red. Because Jamie never drew a fetch anyway.
Yeah.
So, he did, but he fetched a trop for it, which is correct in that instance. So... I'm saying I feel like Brendan's favoured here, and Pillar would make some more sense if you knew Jamie was in red. But on the play, Pillar is a great card anyway, so I would have just boarded in Pillars and left in Eidolon, and had 7 to 8 effects that equal that. But Vortex is a great call, hence why Jamie's boarded in the Revelry.
Yeah.
Because eventually your entire metagame becomes very homogenised, and everyone just knows what everyone's playing. So.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few of us that have got some. Well,
that's why I randomly proxy decks and go.
That's what we need. It's still young.
So that is a reasonable hand. So I believe that hand is Riftbolt, Eidolon, Fire Blast, something.
Is it 2 Fire Blast?
Yes,
Fire
it is.
Blast, yeah.
Jamie's is Forked Bolt, Stifle, Probe, Force, Bolt, Delver, Volcanic. So he can cast every single spell in his hand, and he's kept it obviously. So we might be seeing the same thing here of. Go stifle your Riftbolt. Yep.
That's what's going to happen. He's missed his trigger.
No, he hasn't. It has to happen. Yeah. They've resolved that entirely correctly, so well done. There's no quick running around obstacles. And here we're going to see Eidolon. And we're going to see a Force of Will. pretty much definitely on that, I would think. Which is incorrect. He should just bolt it and take 2. But I can understand why you might force a bullet looking at that hand. Because you don't have anything to do next turn if you don't draw a land. But if you do draw a land, it's just bolt, delver, go. What is he going to do? Unfortunately, he just drew 3rd lightning bolt. Jamie having more bolts than the burn player is impressive. There we go. Forked bolt. Sweet magic card. Really do like that card. So yeah. I mean, when you're opening your turn 3 as burn and you have your opponent's only taken 2, you're feeling not amazing, but it's pretty good. I feel like I say that too much. There it is. It's a turn late for the good plays, but so Brendan's, I think, holding Flame Rift double Fire Blast.
Yeah,
which is insane. There's 12 damage for 3 cards. It's pretty good. Pyrostatic Pillar. If that had been, well, if he draws Mounted Burnswell, he would have killed him. But Pillar probably getting forced. Should force this one. But the problem is 12 damage. Can you afford to go to 14 and maybe cast Probe? I think you just force it.
Pitching the probe, is it?
Yeah, he has to pitch the probe because his hand is bolt, bolt, bolt. So.
Yeah, so he's just. Yeah.
I mean, part of the reason you do that is you're holding 9 damage in your hand, and if you flip Delver, you put your opponent at 8 pretty quickly, which doesn't suck. So I would have cast Bolt there. Hey! That's a pretty good draw as well. Ponder, great card. I would have bolted end step though. Just you've got 3.
Yeah.
Like if you had 1, I can understand the hold. If you've got 3 of the removal spells, you probably just cast it. Oh, sorry, is it
17?
17. Right, what are we going to see? Delta Trop Days. That's not amazing. Probably just shuffle that. 2 lands is not what you want to see on top. Oh, but okay, so he's going to get the fetch land. Hopefully.
No.
So Delta's the next card. Because... Oh, it is 14, 17.
14 from this angle.
It is 14.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Verti 75. Veretti 75.
Got some double tabernacle action going on there. It's clearly legendary. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, this is Nalago Knuckle. So bolt you end step. Brendan does have 12 damage in hand. He's got burst. So all he needs to do is draw a land, a burn spell, and Jamie dies. Except from, we know Jamie has days. Problem being that Brendan, unless he draws another 2-mana burn spell, can pay for it.
Unless he's already sacrificed his mountains.
He taps him for mana first. He did last game.
He does.
But he did have it last game. Maybe he misses it. Trust me, Reese has punted more legacy games with Shard Volley than you'd realise. Price of Progress.
Hate that card.
Yeah, you have to let it resolve its game. This is going to be it. So Jamie takes 4. Of course you would hate it. Same reason you hate me in Modern. Oh no, that was the other burn spell in his hand. Okay, so he's not quite dead. But it's going to be close.
Double Fire Blast.
Brendan's going to take 6 down to 5 here in the end step. The problem being that he can definitely pay for a daze. Just double bolt him. Double bolt, have the top of your library. Oh, he put the Trop first over the Delta.
So he knows he's drawing a Delta.
That's really interesting that he would put Duel above a shuffle.
I think he may not have meant to.
We all make mistakes.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, there's the
Why
Delta.
make many of them?
Swing, put you to 5. Unless he wants to waste a 5 blast on a Delta or sequence. Burn spell? No, oh my god. This has been so close. Brendan obviously doesn't know about the other bolt. So please don't soft cast that. Pay 2.
Swing.
You know the thing going through Jamie's head right now is, okay, if I pay 2 for probe, I'm at 8, I'm reasonably safe, right? Is that in response, double fire blast you? Okay.
If he swings first.
Just swing bolt.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything else. Bolt is uncounterable.
Well, he might. He's going to pay one blue for probe.
He's just confirming that there's no like pyroblast that kills the Delver before he does anything. But I feel like as Brendan, you should just sack 4 mountains and cast both Fireblasts right now and kill the Delver of Secrets. Fireblast can target creatures, can't it? I think it can, yeah. Jamie with the mono red nod.
Awesome.
Yeah, they are burn spells. Brainstorm. It's a great card. I think it's a little bit unnecessary at the moment.
Helpful here.
Just swing for 3. Yeah, put your 2. This is the see you might draw a spell next turn. Oh, in your upkeep, bolt you. He's like, literally, he just did the thing I do, which is the bolt check. How many have you cast? 2. That feels about right. Okay. Yeah, like Verity says, too many lances. Burn on 6 mountains drawn is not not having a good time. I mean, last game it was unfortunate on the mole where Jimmy ended the game at 1. But I mean, there's a lot of discussion going on here about taking 3. I think a lot of it is cards in hand. Like, I guess I take 3. Have you got it, or are we paying 2 and sacking the mountains? Fire blasting it, yeah, which is correct. In response, brainstorm. Full support. Come on. He does have. Okay, he doesn't have it, but he does have the fetch in hand to shuffle away a card.
He has picked up another daze. I don't think that's going to be enough because he's got 2 mana floating.
Yeah,
still.
the dazes are going back, and then he played Trop this turn, didn't he? Yeah, the dazes are going back, and he's going to have to draw 1.
Yeah,
but it doesn't hugely matter because he's also got another Delver of Secrets, and Brendan just wasted a Fire Blast in terms of killing Delver of Secrets. It's still not a waste because you're not dead.
Yeah,
but you're not killing him off a burn spell.
Okay.
Dazes really don't matter because he knows about the other mountain, so 2 dazes for a pop doesn't do anything because Brendan will have 4 lands in play.
He's putting back some mountain, not some mountains, some lands.
Yeah. Brendan doesn't play a whole lot of Legacy. This is like his standard Legacy event.
Yeah, he is very new to the format.
Yeah, he's predominantly a standard player. He's a really good. True, it does return non-basics for pop. That's a very good shout. And Brendan, of course, just drawing his 7th mountain. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he put the bolt back to flip Delver. That makes a lot of sense. Let me just
Fire Blast this Delver.
Let me kill this one as well. Yeah, 4 mana are available, so There's no Tour Factor of foil Battle for Zendikar lands. Although, if you tell Kyle that, he might not be happy. Yeah. Okay, let's let this Delver die. This has become a humdinger of a match.
So it's all that Brennan's going to draw. Likely to draw now is going to be gas.
There is a high likelihood. I think Legacy Burns runs like 21 lands.
So it's going to be...
It's going to be close. It's definitely going to be a close factor. I think Jamie's just considering bolting his opponent here. Yeah, bolt you. Okay. Brendan just checking. Still a mountain. It hasn't changed into what it is.
Okay, so he's going to daze.
No. Brendan just went to 32 life for some reason. Yeah, pays. So he tapped a mountain. He has 2 mana floating. So but Brendan just being a straight up pimp, making sure I'm just going to tap my lands. Doesn't matter.
Delver's gone.
I'll point out. I think Delta is now the top card of
James hand.
Does he? Yeah. He hasn't played land this turn. Oh man.
He did indeed.
No, he did tap them
He did
first.
float the mana.
But this time it made no difference. He did float mana, but you know, sometimes you just got to let him know how it is. Jamie is pulling off the same thing as Brendan.
All the lands.
But
Jamie did put the lands there.
Yeah, oh, there's a Pyroblast. Reactive cards in burn always feel bad. Oh, there's Gataxian Probe. Come on. Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to tell when it's a mistake or your opponent just doesn't realise that they've done it. I think the problem is that there was a lot of thinking and responses in there, so... Also, this is just, you know, it's our legacy. It's our Wednesday night legacy. We have it once a month, and like we say, Brendan is a standard player predominantly. He's getting into modern. He's coming to Madrid.
Oh, is he part of your team?
Yeah, he's very kindly is the third member of the Memtem. Now we get a draw spell. Come on, bolt. No, that's a stifle. Yeah, he floated 2. No. Yep, cool. He just asked the question of, what colour is your land? And it's colours. That's it. To be fair, I once thought you could do that. Pyroblast a Trop or something. Or Island, specifically.
Okay, so we've got Brainstorm.
We have Brainstorm Delta, so...
Hopefully.
7 is a lot more life than 6, though. Especially when your opponent definitely has Pyroblast in hand. You definitely Pyroblast the Brainstorm. Oh,
he's letting it go.
That's dangerous. No bolt. However, that's a thresholded Mongoose. Yeah, put back those 2 and just play Trop. Don't play the Delta. How do we know what Brendan has in hand? Oh, we know he's definitely got the things. Okay, so Jamie's not dead, even if he top decks Pop. Good news. That's always good news. This is post-board. What's the Stifle install for? It stops both Rift Bolts. It also stops Sulfuric Vortexes. Oh no, it doesn't have them. Yeah, it does stop Vortexes. It counts the trigger ability. Yeah. And it also stops prowess triggers, which is sometimes very useful. Basically, there is enough stuff he can stop where it stays in, but Jamie only had 3 cards to bring in, so he definitely has some other stuff. He definitely should have hit the Brainstorm, yeah. There is no reason not to. It's very, very bad. Yeah, no, that was a pure mistake. Not hitting the Brainstorm. Oh. So unfortunate. No, Jamie knew Brendan had Mountain Pyroblast in hand. So he knew there's actually nothing that can kill him. Huh? How could he Rip Bolt and kill him? No. Cast the Flame Rift. 3. Good old 3 mana Mountain. Yeah, that was, I think, unfortunate. A lot of the ways that we can go for Brendan.
Too many mountains.
Like, that's just... When you sit there and you draw 9 mountains in your burn deck,
yeah,
you're not winning. And yeah, he made some minor misplays in not blasting the... Yeah, it's one of those things. Pyroblasting a Brainstorm, you can be sat there going, yeah, okay, so I know my opponent's playing Delver and all of these other things, so yeah, I won't hit that. And it is a fair mistake to make. I've made that mistake plenty of times. I made that mistake with Force of Will. And it's fair enough. But the thing is, Jamie also knew he couldn't die even by fetching. Because he'd only ever have 2 non-basics in play for Pop. As long as he didn't play one pre-combat, because Pop is an instant. Died to that one. You ever done that? Died to instant speed Pops?
Oh, I die to Pop all the time.
Yeah, I've died to instant speed Pop playing Storm. Like, Storm! Triggers on the stack! And they're like, cool, take 6. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nightmare having to blow up your own lands.
I'm like, Storm, I can't do that. Mine just kill me. I've just got some Underground Season of Volcanic in play. And I'm like, I'm dead now. I thought it was a sorcery. That card should not be an instant.
Nah.
Instant speed. Oh, how many non-basics are you going to play? 12? What's your life
I've
total?
got bad news for you.
Pretty irrelevant what your life
That's
total is
happening.
right now. So what I'll do, I'll
You're going to
go.
go and rustle up some
I'll
players.
go rustle some people up.
Cool.
And would you like another drink?
I'll have another water. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah. No worries, mate. Let me grab my wallet then.
Cool.
Which is here.
Okay, cool. All right.
No worries. I will bring some naughty people through.
Well, they're not naughty.
I have legacy players. They're all dirty.
They're not naughty. They're good. They're good people.
They're all dirty, girl.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to have a chat with. Well, we can ask Jamie about the about keeping the stifles in. But yeah, it's just see how they feel it went. See how Brendan feels. See if he enjoyed playing the legacy version of Burn. I know he's got a lot of experience with the modern version. See what we can learn from them. And I'm not sure if we're going to have a fourth round or not. Hopefully we will. We'll have to see if we can pull up some other people. It'd be nice to get Matthias up here with his soldiers. That's pretty sweet. But let's see what our TO has for us. The tilt factor of foil Battle for Zendikar lands. What lands would you prefer, Sky? Sky or Laser? We are in Norwich, in Norfolk, in the east. Vote for foil 7th or 4 invasions. Very nice. Yeah, so we're based in Norwich, right in the middle of the city. Really nice big shop. Used to be an old workingmen's club from years ago, so we have got tons of space. I think we get something like 40 to 50 players across both. Well, all three of Pokemon, Standard and Modern, Magic, and then like a draft pod downstairs. Go deep with. Okay, cool. So all of the Judge Foil Mountains. But no, it's a really good shop. If you're ever in the area, come in, play some games. There's usually people here playing some games. Store owner's really friendly. Staff's really good. Loads of board games downstairs. Got a load of D&D people. Got a load of people playing was it X-Wing in there today, and some miniature-based war game. I have no idea what it is. But yeah, we're in Norwich and Norfolk. Sounds like we've got some people heading our way. Hey man.
You alright?
They kept flipping.
Yeah, I see him.
Hello buddy.
Ish. I've had mixed reviews. Yeah. Where are we going? Jump in?
Anywhere you can fit, buddy.
Sweet.
So how's the experiment going?
I have not missed Wasteland at all.
Yeah.
No.
So what have you done?
It would have been nice
All
when Jack
four?
played a Beseiju earlier.
Yeah.
But I have dropped 4 Wasteland, I've put in 4 Gitaxian Probes, and I've dropped a Spell Snare for 1 extra fetch, which is a Wood of Foothills.
Cool.
So I am 15 lands, and that is a lot of vape juice.
Yep.
Wait, 15?
choice.
I'm playing 15 lands. Normally you run...
Seems really low.
Well, normally you run 18, but 4 of them
I don't
are
know.
Wasteland, so they don't really count. And there's a lot of
Well,
matches like D&T and Burn where Wasteland is kind of subpar and it screws up your mulligans, and the only thing I really cast off it is Dismember or Goif. And all the pros play for Wasteland, so I'm sure there's a reason why you why you don't count.
Well, no, you can still use...
But-
Oh wait, are you saying there's very few spells in your deck which are like one of colourless? It's all
I played
coloured
Rug Delver
lands.
for a long time, badly,
Yeah.
admittedly. But I have found that the number of free wins you get from having a Wasteland Stifle, mana denial, the number of free wins you get is more or less offset by the number of times it screws up a mulligan or it doesn't give you your second colour. If I get stuck with the nightmare is I get stuck with a Volcanic Island and a Wasteland, because then instantly 8 of my 12 creatures I can't cast. And I can cast bolts, but bolts are only so great against Marriott. So it's just an experiment. I'm just playing around.
Yeah.
It's in the matches I've had tonight. It hasn't bothered me at all. Some of the online matches I've had, it didn't bother me. But but didn't really feature in there. I mean, it gave me 4 extra cards against you because it would have been useless.
So what did you play instead of it?
The Gitaxian Probes. So
I suppose,
I get some extra cantrip. I get to see a hand, which is great because then I know how to play my counter spells.
Especially if you don't have the land, you can just pay life for it anyway.
Absolutely.
Especially against Burn.
Which I didn't really want to do against you. I did do it at one point, but
Yeah.
I tried to pay for them. I tried to keep them up for forces. You were playing quite cagey, which is good. It's good in Burn.
I think I was supposed to Fire Blast your Delver. I was like, you're probably gonna have a bolt and then kill me. So
Are you in a winning position at that point?
I was
Is
never in a winning
a Delver going to kill you? I would
I
have.
was on 5.
I would have
so
done that.
you hit me for free.
I would have
and
done that.
then
And then
one more
bolt
hit
face.
or bolt, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or the
Seconds.
other shock thing you
Absolutely.
had. Was that what it was called?
The what?
The thing you killed my Eidolon with.
Oh, the full bolt.
Fuck bolt, yeah.
Yeah, that was that's in my sideboard, but I brought that in for you to just kill a dude because it's a sorcery and it makes the Goyf bigger. And Goyf is not your friend if you're playing Burn. So
We did have a question.
yeah,
Why have you still got the stifles in your deck in game 2?
in game 2,
Counting the Rift Bolts.
I cut one from I don't know. I tried to show my sideboard in.
I nipped out.
Yeah, okay. I cut one to bring something in, but it does deal with the Rift Bolt. It's more or less a counter spell. I couldn't work out if you were running any fetchers at all.
No, mine
No,
are
all right, my bad.
Because it's Carl's deck and it's all foil.
Basically, I had to leave
fetches
something in, and there were better things to cut, like the
there were some
dismember.
things you could do with it, so you can get the stifle
Yeah.
triggers.
I did
prowess-
think-
stifle the triggers prowess.
Yeah, you
kill off
can
armor.
stifle the triggers. You can definitely counter Rift Bolt with it, which is great. And the only thing I was tempted to do was drop another 2 stifle for 2 surgical extraction, and just hope he turn 1 lightning bolts or something, and just
And you get
shred them, And if you're lucky, you get some in your hand. But in
And
the
if
end,
not,
I
you
didn't.
So wait, how does
Information.
surgical work again?
Phyrexian, I target a card in the graveyard, and then I go through your hand, library, and graveyard to exile them.
any copies of them.
So if you get a
I suppose it's
burn,
better
you've
against
got-
decks where they're relying on some sort of card, right? Like combat decks and stuff.
Yeah, and cards like you where you're running heavy multiples.
I mean, yeah, there's a deck of 4 of.
Yeah,
but,
I know you've got 4
um,
chain lightning. I know you've got 4 lightning.
There's a lot of
bolt.
I
redundancy.
suppose maybe with that in mind, sometimes I'm supposed to sideboard one of a few things out, which is kind of what I did, not for that reason, but
Could do.
Don't know. I suck massively at
Sideboarding
sideboarding.
is
So I have to go to look for
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah. So what did you
I'm
board for
genuinely
me?
terrible
then?
about it.
so I boarded the 2 red thing that counters or destroys blue permanents. I don't know what it's called.
The 2 red thing.
No, it's a 1 red.
Oh, Pyroblast.
Yeah, I brought in 2 of them.
Yeah, Pyroblast's good.
I brought in the 2 mana enchantment. It's like Eidolon, but it's not a creature, it's just an enchantment. Don't know what it's called.
Pyrostatic Pillar.
That's the one.
That's also sweet. I don't like that. It's bad for
I
me.
think I might have brought in Sulfuric Vortex as well. I'm
yeah.
not sure. I can't remember.
That's
I
good.
think I did.
It's hard because we've got.
Oh no, the thing that can't be countered for free mana sorcery. does for-
Exquisite Mastery.
Firecraft,
Yeah,
yeah.
Firecraft. Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's
yeah.
Spell Mastery.
Yeah, that's good against me. Yeah. We've got a lot of the same angle. I used to have
Yeah.
things like Sulfuric Vortex in my board.
Yeah.
So if you'd played that, it would have been literally who's
It's great, yeah.
who's ahead. Same with Pyrostatic
If you don't
Pillar.
counter it, I imagine you don't have many things that can destroy it, because
No, I brought in a Destructive Reverie, but that was mainly for the Eidolon. Because I
Yeah.
thought I get a dude, I get an enchantment in the yard, and I stopped taking 2. But
Which is good.
I don't know about mistakes. We saw a couple. We thought I definitely screwed up putting my lands back
Yeah.
because I thought that was a
You
fetch
thought
and then a
Delta, then
drop,
drop, and it was the other way around.
somehow in my
Yeah.
head the pressure of the stream. I just screwed that up.
Yeah.
yeah.
But other
Yeah,
than
we
that,
did say perhaps you had them round the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you keep them?
I drew it. I just thought.
There was a time where I wasn't sure. I was holding price for ages, and I was like, do I wait for a third non-basic, or maybe you just fetch a basic anyway, assuming you play an amount of basics?
Nope.
Well, there you go. But I played it when it was 2 non-basics for 4 damage, which... I mean, I had 2 Fire Blast in hand, which was... I think it totaled 12 damage. You were on 14 at the time.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, you probably have some amount of counter spells in hand.
I got a huge amount of
So,
counterspells.
I don't know. I was surprised that I managed to last that long, to be honest.
You
No,
did
I
draw
just-
an
My hand
awful
was
lot of
just like-
mountains. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
brilliant, this is fabulous.
I think I had
Yeah.
like 10 lands I drawn or something,
Yeah.
8 or 9,
Yeah.
but it's... Yeah.
I got lucky, and my deck did not punish me as it normally does. But yeah, no, I think
I would say you got
we
lucky.
played reasonably well as well.
Yeah, both did alright. I'm learning the format a little bit, so it's
Yeah, well, you
good
can
fun.
play
Yeah.
some burn in modern and
Burning every format.
Yeah, just mountains and
Mono
stuff
red
that
and standard.
deals 3.
Pretty much. Lightning Bolt's a good card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
Lightning
other
Bolt's
copies are
beautiful.
quite good. Rift Bolt
Yeah.
and all that. So yeah,
I
it's
was
good.
saying that Legacy feels like big burn. Feels like proper burn. I like burn full stop. I love burn.
It's weird being able
But-
to hold up like Fire Blast, like you're tapped out and you can still like dome them for 4.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
It's like your little force of will sort of package. It's
Yeah.
like, I need nothing to cast this. Bang.
Yeah.
As long as you don't blow yourself out with it, you're all good. It's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
no.
Price of Progress is hiding for like lands.
Oh,
it hurts.
Oh, it's
And
lovely.
I, and I just
No,
run.
no, it's not.
I run 6. I run 6 jewels. I have zero
Yeah.
basic to go and get.
I
Then-
have one, and I end up having to blow up my own lands and just doing ridiculous.
Yeah,
stuff.
Wasteland your own land.
Yeah,
and it's
copying
like,
your mountains from Thespian stage just to keep the count down. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
we're
chat
quite
is
constrained
talking.
for space, so you kind of get half a Steve, half a Brendan,
So
but
who
the
else did-
entire Jamie experience.
So who else have you had on Trinity?
Technicolor.
Round 1 and 2. What next do we have?
We had Todd playing Infect against Matt on Elves.
How did that go?
I thought Todd would win, but he
Elves
lost. Yeah, Elves bashed him up.
I think Infect's a cool deck.
Yeah, Infect's sweet.
It's got to get through
Then
else.
we have
though.
Patrick and Colin, Death and Taxes versus Reanimator.
Reanimator, yeah.
And Colin's gone over to the red-black version of Reanimator.
Ooh.
And I prefer the blue-black version myself.
What does red give you that blue doesn't?
It's faster. It's like maybe half a turn faster. It's very explosive, but it doesn't have the ability to kind of protect itself a bit more.
Well, like Force Wheels and stuff.
Yeah, none of that. So,
Force Wheels is a good card.
Also,
I've
it's
realised.
blinding.
yeah. Yeah,
Good
had,
card.
had some things where it had some cards where it does what now? Cards do this. This is
Yeah.
nonsense.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to have a 4th round today
Why not?
because the numbers are a bit low. I don't know. I don't know if you've heard from.
Okay. I was
Alex.
assuming there would be.
Actually,
Yeah,
I think
we
there's
usually
some said
have
there
one
was.
just for
So
fun,
I
don't we?
think,
So-
I think we would do.
Yeah.
I hope so. But yeah,
I'm definitely missing playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
month.
Did people
I'll play next one.
were the days as too
Right.
weird? Was it right?
Pairings would
Cool.
mean to be decided on our feature map.
Oh.
So
Me again.
if you want to
Kyle.
just grab one of the bowls.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.